Craigie P, and welcome back to another video. I know it's been a little while. I think this is the second video of the year. The last one was ages ago, so apologies on the delay of the videos. So the plan today is we're just going to give it a little bit of a shakedown. I know it's coming close to dark time, or night time I should say, and we had a few problems the other day. On the way home from work we had a little misfire, and I found out the fuel rail come loose. And I'll try and put a little video in the corner just to show you, but the bolts sort of stripped away from the manifold on the fuel rail, and fuel went everywhere. So it's lucky I've got my fire extinguisher. So we'll just get some fuel, and we'll get the funny looks of me filling up the fuel in the boot at the petrol garage, and then we'll head out and see how it goes. Some empty industrial estate, and I've got an app on my phone, and then I won't be a YouTuber doing car content if I weren't showing you 0 to 60 times and how this thing can run. And I've done about 77 miles in it now, and it runs alright. It hesitates a little bit, but it still needs to be mapped, and we'll see how it goes after that. So we're going to do a 0 to 60 time, do a little few runs, and then once we get it mapped, we'll come back and try again. It's a little bit damp at the moment, so I don't know, maybe we'll try the 4-wheel drive and see how that goes. So now we're here, it's a little bit quiet, so I have this app called Race Stats, and what it is, it does a 0 to 60 time, top speed and best quarter mile, also shows you the G-force of the speed you're doing. So I know it's not exact, but it's the close I can do at the time, and we're just going to do some straight line runs and see how we get on and hope for the best. Fine gear. So what we're going to try first is a 0 to 60. So it's a bit uphill on the slope and it's a bit damp. So what we're going to do is put it in a quarter mile on the Heldex controller, and then we're ready. It's not working very well. It was saying I was doing 33 miles an hour top speed. Let's try that again. And I missed the gear, and it was spinning like mad. Back it up a bit. Let's try that again. I don't think it's working very well. It's only showing that was 47 miles an hour, and I must have been doing about 70 on the dash. quite a slippery surface down here. It's not the best road conditions either, and I don't think the app's working very well. So maybe once we go centre pod and do a quarter mile, we can get some rough figures. But I thought, oh, we'll give it a go for now and see what happens, but I don't think it's working. So hopefully tomorrow we'll see Chris at Tuning Technics, and what we're going to do, I think we're going to do it on the road map. Never done one before, this is my first time, so we'll see how we go. And hopefully I can bring the camera with me and he's happy for me to film. So I'll see you tomorrow. This is Chris, and this is Tuning Technics. I know there's no fancy garage frontal, but don't let that fool you. This man is an absolute genius. Right. Yo. So first of all, we had to make sure this engine was running sweet. So Chris carried out vac leak tests and pressure tests, and it was absolutely spot on. So then he can move on to clearing unnecessary control modules from this vehicle. So what this does is code out the modules so there ain't any hidden fault codes coming up later on. I just want to make you aware there's a lot of information coming up, so please bear with it.
The missing.
So I didn't need to smash the bulbs though then.
What, for the ABS and the airbag? No, you did because this isn't part of that system.
Oh, okay.
Like when I remove
so it will still show up?
Yeah. When I remove it from here, it will still show up because it's like physically not there.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking if it was on the standard map, it should be overfueling because of the 550s, but it's not. It's the other way. It's adding fuel. But we've done the test.
See, with the old injectors, it smelled like it was overfueling then. But when I changed it over, it ran a lot better with the 550s in. So it was idling really shit, and then when I put the 550s in, it seemed to run a lot better with them.
See, that usually says to me vac leak, but it's airtight. I think it's to do with, I just need to edit it for the bigger throttle body, I think. Because look, it will make sense on this. So with the standard injectors, it runs like shit. But then it thinks it's got a standard throttle body.
Yeah, it runs like shit from cold. As soon as it warms up on these standard injectors, it was running alright. But on the 550 ones from cold, it sort of settles really like more quicker. So what can you change in a standard ECU? Do you have to do anything to the ECU first, or
no,
you can just enter it and change stuff in it?
Yeah, you can just read
zeros and ones.
Read it, and then sometimes the ECUs they're locked if they've been like revo mounts.
Okay.
So then when you try and read it, it puts it into valet mode, and then sometimes you can overwrite it and it works. Sometimes you can't. The car doesn't start, and then you need to mess around with the EEPROM on the ECU, like either deimmobilise it or get a standard EEPROM and then code it to the car. It can turn into a bit of a mission. Right, so what I'm going to do, N75 is unplugged, right?
Yep.
So it's only going to run spring pressure. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cap your boost off at say 50% duty. So when we do plug it in, it's going to give me an understanding of what kind of boost 50% duty will run. But because you're saying that it's not boosted, we could potentially have an issue there. Actually, you know what, I'm not going to do 50%, I'm going to say 80%. So when we plug it back in, if it still isn't boosting, then what we'll do, we'll come back and we'll have to do some we'll have to mess around with the N75.
Okay.
Like try different ones if it works. So in terms of your engine, has it been opened up? Has it had the head skimmed?
No, none of that.
Right, so I'll leave the ignition time as it is for now. Right, injector wise, we're running 550s at 3 bar, which should be 0.0549, which is going to have to more than likely change. What's this? Is this a bias switch?
It's just a toggle switch. So select
for that, okay.
So I think it's playing up because it normally has a button. You can go into options and select. So like on the street, you can select when the four-wheel drive comes into what speed you're doing or what boost pressure you're doing.
So what have you got it set up for the four-wheel drive to kick in?
Oh, it's just street. at the moment. So a quarter mile, you can set a percentage between front and rear.
Yeah.
And then race is similar to the same. Streets just sort of coming in on boost pressure. So when you floor it, sort of the Heldex will show you which percentage is coming in.
That's cool.
On and off, and then boost pressure. You can wire in oil temperature from the rear as well into it, so it cuts out when the oil gets too hot. But yeah.
Heldex oil.
Yeah. Like your Golf though.
Car's been an absolute nightmare. That's better. So let's see what your Lambo's doing now. Nowhere near as bad. Don't worry, I can sort it out, it's just fine tuning. Go on, put a little bit of load on the engine, don't floor it, just gently. Okay, fueling wise it's looking good. Yeah, if you just park up in there, literally just want to plug your N75 in. Alright, let's do it. If you want to blast it up there. So what we're going to do now is basically see. Actually, you know what, don't blast it up there, blast it down there. We're going to see now if the car is boosting at 80% duty. So if it's completely exactly the same, then the N75's not working.
Okay.
Oh, let me clear the code. Yeah, go on, punch it. What happened there?
Yeah, it's 1.5 bars.
What happened there, man?
Here, come on to 1.5 bars.
Yeah, alright, 1 second. Right, so can you go second gear and bring the revs up to about 3.5? Yeah? And then, bring it up to 3.5 now, floor it. No, something's wrong. Something is wrong. Something's not right.
Too much boost?
It should not be too much boost at all, not at this duty. 1 sec, let me see. There we go, we got it. Misfire, cylinder 4. Misfire, cylinder 4. And it's only cylinder, cylinder 3 and 4.
Really?
We'll just pull over. And I just want to, I'm just going to try and drop the boost. Now, if I try and drop the boost and it doesn't listen to me, it's 75. Yeah, if you just leave the ignition on. So now what I'm doing is I'm capping the boost duty off at 60%.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, it shouldn't have boosted that high at 80%. But I've seen this before where as soon as you plug the N75 in, it runs max boost because the N75's broke. So let's just see what it does now. It was on cylinder 3 and 4.
Do you have a spare?
Well, no, what we can do, we need to move all that shit out of the way though. What we can do is use an N249 valve as an N75 valve.
Okay. Don't you get ill doing that and driving? Sitting in a special?
Alright. The only time it becomes a problem is when the track cars on the road where the suspension's solid and you're like this, you're like all the time. That is a bit shit.
So I can't do it, I can't even play my phone in the passenger seat. Just get ill from it.
Yeah, go for it. Right, this makes no sense.
That's that bar then.
So look, basically 80% duty sees 1.5 bar.
Yeah. What percentage are now?
Now we're at... No, this doesn't make any sense. We're at 60% and it's seeing what, under a bar?
Yeah.
I think your N75 is shit. And let's go back to mine and ditch it. Yeah.
So as the N75 valve was playing up, also known as a boost sonoid, Chris found an N249 valve in his box of goodies, and we fitted that.
No, we can go. Alright, go on, floor it. Well, from what I saw on here, yeah, okay, cool. Alright, cool. Right, now we're going to go back. We're going to go back to 80 duty and see if there's a difference. Yeah, we'll park up there again and I'll make the change and then we'll take it up the road and hopefully we have boost control. No full codes, wicked.
So you don't have to change anything on the actuator turbo?
No.
So it was rusty as well.
It is rusty, like if we needed to change it, we'll be in big trouble. Because it doesn't look like to me that was going to budge. Because it almost looks like the nuts are rounded off from corrosion. If it was such a big problem, it wouldn't have boosted so much before. Anyway, we're going to know now. As soon as this is written and we've taken it up the road, we're going to know. We're going to have information. So this is the same duty as what was before when it went crazy. So we're going to be able to tell now. If it was the N75.
Okay. So how far can you take boost on this until it's...
I wouldn't want to go more than 1.5. Not on this. It's like the sweet spot.
Yeah.
The turbo. Yeah, they can do a little bit more, like 1.6.
Yeah, it's just taking time on there.
Sometimes we're alright.
Yeah.
You're just trading boost for ignition timing.
Yeah.
I'm always for more ignition timing than boost, always.
Okay.
I always go for higher compression vs lower compression because it's almost like you have power everywhere when you're using more compression.
Yeah,
whereas with lower compression, it's kind of like you need the boost to make up the power, but then you've got to wait for the turbo to do it. I mean, it depends what you're using the car for. Yeah, let's do it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll head up there. I'll do a third gear pull.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Much better. There you go. See? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. This is what it should have been.
Okay.
Yeah. It should have been like this, and that will go over if you rev it out.
So it's at 80?
Yeah, this is at 80 duty. Right, so now I'm going to get a snapshot of what's going on with this car. So let's have a look. Right, so I've got floor it. Yeah, I felt it. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cylinder... Oh no, we're not counting misfires. Yeah, you definitely got an ignition issue going on here. Probably just a coil. Because we're not recording misfires on that run, I didn't see what cylinder it was. So it was 3 and 4 before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so the fueling is perfect.
Yeah.
And we're not pulling any ignition time in.
Okay. Off?
Yeah, you can just turn it off. I just want to see. Right, yeah, if you cycle the ignition,
Yeah.
right, and we'll head back up. Yeah, go for it. It's misfiring.
Yeah, feel it.
Alright, we've got to head back. Oh no, misfires are now enabled. Yeah, you can just floor it, like when you can. See what cylinders is missing on. So yeah, go and floor it. Oh, it's missing on all of them, man.
Really? I know it was getting really good, but we're going to end the video here. I can't really give you a reason, but maybe you can check back and see more of this.
This car's killing me, boy.
And more of this. And more of this. And also come back to see why it really didn't end so well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Laters.